Am I the a-hole for telling my friend that she is an a-hole? My female 32 best childhood friend, 32, just became a lawyer and then dumped her boyfriend. A best friend and I grew up in poverty, and we had not much opportunities for an education. For young women in our area, our options were retail, substance dealing, selling our bodies, or hoping a rich guy would notice us. For guys, it was retail, substance dealing, or finding one of the few factory jobs remaining. I got lucky, managed to date a med student. He helped open doors for me, and I have become a teacher in a school in a lower socioeconomic area to provide those opportunities. My husband is now a doctor. My friend tried that option but was not as lucky. She was working minimum wage retail at age 25. While doing so, she got friendly with a factory worker, male 30, who came by regularly and they started dating. He knew he was not the academic type. School was not for him. But he also saw potential in my friend and encouraged her to go to school. She had dreams of becoming a criminal prosecutor, and he encouraged her to not give up. He took out whatever loan he could find so that she could get an education. He supported her through and through, did housework, worked extra shifts, everything so she could get an education. My friend persevered, graduated, and became a lawyer. Shortly after, she broke up with her boyfriend, just as he planned on proposing to her. She said that as a professional, she had no interest being married to a working-class man, and that she deserves a real man. I was horrified and told her that she's betraying a man who has supported her through all this. It made her what she is. She got mad and said that it is not a woman's job to pay the bills, and that I am a hypocrite because my husband makes a lot more than me. She further said that the idea of marriage as a life partnership is a patriarchal construct, that she has the right to date whomever she wants, and that as a feminist I should be supporting her. I told her that she is not only a major a-hole, she is giving the movement a bad name because it means women financially supporting their male partners as much as in the reverse. Am I the a-hole for being upset that my fiancé spent all of the money for my wedding dress and our future house? My fiancé, 27 male, and I, 25 female, are getting married soon. The wedding is in 2 months and we still have to get a wedding dress, and we're planning on moving into a house shortly after getting married. 2 weeks ago, my fiancé had his bachelor party. I come from a fairly wealthy family, so recently we received a generous monetary gift from my parents to go towards the wedding, and as an early wedding gift for any extra that we didn't spend. My fiancé and 10 of his friends went to Vegas for the party, but my fiancé and I had agreed on a $1,000 limit, not including hotel and plane fees. The day after the party, I received a call from the bank and found out that my fiancé spent the entire gift from my parents on gambling and lost all of it. This was disappointing because he has struggled with a gambling addiction in the past, but has been doing really good the past couple years. We had an argument about this when he got home, and he has been really upset with me because he says I should understand that he was struggling, and this will always be a temptation for him. I have no idea how we're going to pay for the wedding dress I'm supposed to get, much less contribute to the house, and I honestly have no idea what to do right now. He thinks I should just get a cheaper wedding dress, but I don't think I should have to because this is his fault, not mine. Am I the a-hole?
So just to give some background to this, I've been dating my 35 male, girlfriend 38 female, let's call her Gail, for about 4 months. It has been so amazing, and we were already talking about building a future together. We just click on every level, and I was genuinely the happiest I've been in years. Her best friends are a couple, let's call them Andy and Alice. They've been together 4 years. Now, when we first started dating, Gail told me that her and Andy had dated for a couple of years 8 years ago. No big deal, she was upfront about it. He seemed like a good guy, so I had no issue. I asked if there had ever been anything between them since then, as you know how these things go, and Gail said, "No, there's been absolutely nothing, he's just my best friend." So again, all good. Fast forward to the other night, and me and Gail are having a lighthearted conversation around less than good things we may have done in the past. Then she comes out with, "Worst thing I've done was sleep with Andy behind Alice's back." I was a little bit stunned given Alice and Andy didn't start dating until 4 years after. At first she said it was just a one-time drunken thing, but I could tell there was more. So after probing, she admitted they'd basically been sleeping together for the entire 8-year period, and she claims they only stopped when she met me. It just feels so messed up. Alice has no idea at all. At first, Gail was saying she can't understand at all why I'm so upset as it was in the past and doesn't affect our relationship. I pointed out it does, as now I know, and I have to be complicit in a lie to Alice. Also, that Gail has been lying to me about the nature of her relationship with Andy for months. She even said if I asked her to choose, she'd pick her friendship with him, which hurt as I didn't even ask. She gets now why I'm angry and has offered to cut ties with them. But I'm really not that guy. I don't want to tell her to do that. It'll only make her miserable long term. So here are my options as I see them. 1. Agree to let Gail cut out Alice and Andy. 2. Just carry on the relationship and become part of the lie to Alice. 3. Encourage Gail to tell Alice the truth, although it may do more harm than good. 4. End the relationship. I was so happy and so excited. Now she just seems like a different person.
Am I the asshole for getting fed up and finally telling my son the truth about how his mom cheated on me? Their mom, a 45-year-old female, and I, a 44-year-old male, broke up 9 years ago because I caught her cheating with my friend in our own home with our 4-month-old son sleeping in the next room. And the breakup was hard, especially for the kids, but as parents, we did everything possible so that they could be happy. And we decided that we would never tell them the real reason we broke up until they were adults. For them, we only broke up because it was the best thing to do for us. We always told them that we functioned better separately, and that way we could all be happy. But I got tired, and I met someone a few years after our breakup, and now we are married, and we have a 20-month-old little girl, and she's pregnant with our second. But my 2 oldest kids, a 19-year-old male and an 18-year-old male, refuse to meet their sister, and they won't speak to my wife, a 27-year-old female, and never wanted to tell me why. They just hate her. And at first, when we started dating, it was kind of understandable. My wife is younger, and she was the first person I dated after breaking up with their mother. So I decided to give them a few months so that they could adjust to the new situation. But those months turned into years, and they never really tried to get to know my wife. And she always said that she was okay with that. So I decided to let it go. But their attitude just got worse and worse. And when our daughter was born, they didn't want to meet her. And I'm not gonna lie, that pissed me off because they were treating her like a stranger just because they don't like her mom. So for a while, I stopped texting them since I was always the one who contacted them. And I had no interest in contacting them again. But the other day, my wife was crying and I asked her what was going on, and she showed me some texts they sent her. She tried to contact them a few weeks ago so we could fix our relationship, and they insulted her. They called her a whore and told her that they would never meet that bastard, our daughter, because they hate our daughter as much as they hate my wife. I read the whole thing and was so mad that I called one of them and we had a fight over those texts. And he said that he hated my wife because his mom told them I cheated on her with my wife, which is a lie because I didn't even know her at the time. So I got mad and told him that he was wrong and that the cheater was his mother, and that if he didn't believe me, that I could show them the papers that I still have from the paternity test that we had to do because she didn't even know who was the real father of our 9-year-old son because she cheated for years. He was speechless and just hung up the call, and now I feel like maybe I went too far because I shouldn't have told him that. But I was mad because I love my daughter and my wife and I don't want anyone to hurt them. She is the sweetest and kindest person I've ever met in my life, and seeing her sad or crying breaks my heart, and that's why I reacted that way. Am I the asshole for telling him that?
Am I the a-hole for enforcing my house rules on my wife's brother? My male 30 brother-in-law, male 20 Sean, moved in with me and his sister after my father-in-law passed away a few months ago. He is the private type and keeps to himself. He goes out and never say where he's going or how long he'll be out. Eats at random times during the day. Wears AirPods while me and the kids are sitting with him. See, all of these are uncool behaviors and a bad influence on my children. I've already talked to Sean about certain house rules I have, and how he was violating them maybe because he didn't know. But now he knows and still nothing's changed. Last night he came home late at around 10 p.m. I wasn't thrilled with that because he knew the rules, but he said that he was an adult and I shouldn't be policing him. But it's not about that. It's about the fact that he's repeatedly disrespected the homeowner and rules. So I told him this. If you won't respect the rules, which are being home at 8, not eating at random times, and not using his electronics just like my kids aren't allowed when the families gather to spend time together. He ranted about how he was a child, my child, and called me unreasonable to treat him this way just because he lives under my roof. I told him it's not hard to show respect, really. But my wife went off asking what was wrong with me to be giving Sean, who's still grieving, ultimatums and treating him like a child. I explained to her that I'm just making sure the kids won't be influenced by her brother's reckless behavior. And she laughed, asking if I think Sean being on his phone was reckless. But that is besides the point. She called me a control freak and told me to get off her brother's back and leave him alone. I replied that she's just saying this because he's her brother. But she said I overstepped and should back off and stop trying to control her adult brother. I asked her if she was happy with him coming home late, and she said she was sick of arguing, then went upstairs. Am I the a-hole here?
It's in the morning that you find some peace. It's in the small mistake that you find your way to live. It's It's in the morning breeze that you find some peace. It's in the small mistakes that you find your way. It's in the morning.
Hi guys, thank you for watching. I love you guys so much. Please like and subscribe to see more great videos. See you again.